Father spoke, such cheerful twins, aren't they so cute? They will both be excellent, gifted children. After all, they are our daughters. When they grow up, they will make the Grain family even stronger. I can't wait to see what the future holds. Next scene, after some years, Laurie's thought, all right, I am almost done cleaning my hair. I have got to start preparing lunch. A maid came and spoke, lady, master said to come to the dining hall now. After that, Laurie's thought, I guess he is not going to say anything until he finishes eating. Well, whatever, I am used to it anyway. I brought the wrong book. I have no choice then. Psychics, the creators and manipulators of supernatural phenomena. It is said that their ancestors came from a great calamity 1,000 years ago. Their holy power was given to warriors. As for the psychic power, it was passed down from generation to generation, mainly among royalty and aristocrats. Laurie's thought, psychic power. Because of this power, Father spoke, about tonight. You know we have a meeting with the royal family. You must be present for tonight's meeting as well. Mistress's condition has not improved since this morning. I have no choice but to replace her, so listen, Lauries, don't ever drag Elena down with you. You are only here to make up the numbers. You are not even supposed to be in public. In the esteemed Grain family, Elena is the only one with psychic powers. All you have to do is wait silently in the corner of the hall. Elena also said, don't get in my way. The future of the Grain family depends on me. Lauries replied, I understand. She thought, they don't even treat me like family anymore. It can't be helped. That is just the way it is here. I don't have any psychic powers. We were born into high expectations set by our parents. My sister Elena, as expected, developed her power at a young age. I, on the other hand, waited and waited, but my gift did not manifest. But we are twins, so why? In a society where 80% of the royalty and nobility are gifted, those who don't have a psychic power are shunned and labeled incompetent. My parents were impatient. She remembered Father saying, Lauries is only 5 years old, so I guess it is just a matter of time. It is okay. There is still hope, Lauries thought. I had noticed my parents' anxiety. After 1 year, when Lauries was 6 years old, the maid said, it is late at night already, you will get sick. Lauries replied, I have to study hard. Father and mother have been cold to me lately. Elena does not play with me anymore too. I think it is because I have not gotten any powers yet. The maid told her, it is important to have a change of scenery too. Would you like to go out tomorrow? Lauries replied, yes. Next morning, Father stated, you are grounded for the time being. If others see that my daughter still has not developed her powers, I don't know what they will say about me. Lauries thought, it is all my fault. When I was 7 years old, I read a book in which it was written, when he was seriously injured, he developed a new ability. This is it. If I wake up from this fall, I am sure that I will. Suddenly, the maid grabbed her. Then she said, lady, you don't have to do such a dangerous thing. You two are twins, so you will definitely awaken your powers someday. Please don't do anything rash. Lauries asked, if it is you, will you promise to stay with me forever? The maid replied, of course, I will. I am your maid after all. Mother came and said, good, you are both here. What were you trying to do? Well, it does not matter, Laurie. You will be assigned as Elena's personal maid starting tomorrow. Lauries, you are old enough now. You don't need a maid to help you take care of yourself. Lauries thought afterwards, I was left alone, and still, I did not awaken any power. One day, Father shouted, stop messing around. You are such an embarrassment to our family. Do you even understand how it makes us feel? Even your mother Mistress is being mocked as the woman who gave birth to an incompetent child. What were you even born for? To make your parents suffer. If only we didn't have twins. If only we just had Elena. Lauries thought, why am I the only one who is incompetent? Why do I keep hurting everyone? Was I not supposed to be born? Elena also came. Lauries thought, we are twins. If it is you, you will understand my feelings. Then she said, Elena, help me. Elena replied, don't talk to me like that. It makes you look pathetic. Lauries thought, that is when something inside me shattered into pieces forever. There is no place for someone like me here. Now, back in the present time, Lauries thought, so I made up my mind. No more talking. No more listening. No more disobeying. I decided to live as if I did not exist. This is the only way for an incompetent like me to survive. After some time, Elena came and told her, I am warning you once more. You better not mess up tonight. Don't speak to anyone. Don't even look at anyone. Be a pillar with no mouth or eyes. Just stay still and don't do anything. I have to find Alicia. the first in line to the throne, and do everything in my power to get close to him. I will make House Grain more powerful. Lares thought, you may have been gifted with power, but you are just a tool for the family. This girl is not like me. She is a victim of her own gift. Elena continued. Do you understand me? Just shut up and stay still. Lares thought, I feel sorry for you, but I won't help you. After all, I have acquired powers that far surpass your own. But I guess you would not know this. It all started on my birthday, 2 years ago. So, 2 years ago, I could hear a voice. The queen spoke, you must keep using that power of yours. Lares thought, is this a dream? No, this is not just a normal dream. The knight replied, as your majesty the queen commands. Lares thought, whose memories are these? People were saying, as long as we have your power, the kingdom will definitely become even stronger. Long live the queen. On the other hand, old nobles were saying, her power is too mighty, she is too dangerous for us, she could one day bring God's wrath down upon us, we must kill her before. The knight asked, they are saying your majesty will bring disaster, after all the good things we have done for them, those old men. The queen told him, it is not just them, many citizens seem to think so too, but that is all right, as long as you are on my side. After that, the queen asked, what did you just? The knight replied, my apologies, your majesty. The queen asked, how could you? Lares woke up and thought, a dream, that felt a little too realistic to just be a dream. What is happening? What is going on? I can't stop it, the bed is, no, wait, how is this possible? How am I doing this? Could it be, my psychic power? Finally, after all this time, I have awakened too. But now, if everyone finds out, how will they react? Would Elena start being nice to me again? Mother and father, if I revealed my powers to them now, would they embrace me lovingly? I absolutely hate that. It was such a lonely dream. No matter how much power I had, it was never for myself, but for the sake of my family, just to become a tool for the kingdom's growth. Well, this is the reality. People only care about your power, not you. Why was I so desperate to awaken my power in the first place? I need to hide my power. Now back in the present time, Lares thought, wow, there are so many people here, a social event hosted by the royal family. Nobles gathered at this party to deepen their relationships with each other. At the same time, the royal family discerns who their supporters are. The nobility, in turn, identifies which member of the royal family they want to support. Of course, the aristocrats' real goal is to sell their daughters to become the next king's wives, to gain even more power. Father asked, shall we go? Elena replied, yes. After some time, father told her, that man over there is Prince Elishir. Let's get closer. An opportunity like this is really rare, Lares thought. He is surrounded by people. Noble ladies were chatting. That person over there, is she? The other replied, that's right, she is that incompetent child. She's Lady Elena's twin, and yet she is the only one without power. How embarrassing. Lares thought, the Grain family is one of the noblest families and has produced many talented psychics. The birth of an incompetent must have been quite a shock. Father told her, you go somewhere else first. I'm taking Elena to see the prince. After that, Lares thought, I should find something to do in the meantime. Wow, food, yummy, as expected of such a grand party. What a rare chance to enjoy delicacies. Just as I thought, they're gossiping. Perhaps I should just go outside. Father will be mad if he hears them gossiping about. Next scene, Lares thought, Elena must be having a hard time too. The first prince is the closest thing to a king among the attendees here. I don't think I'm up to the challenge of jumping into the party. When I'm just a pillar, it's none of my business. Is someone there? She asked. Excuse me, is someone there? Was it just my imagination? That was frightening. I thought something bad might have happened. I hope the party ends soon. I want to go home and sleep. Suddenly, Lares realized she was being attacked. The next moment, she used her power. The assassin disappeared. Lares thought, I can't believe it, an assassination attempt. Did they get the wrong person? Calm down. I don't know what for, but it really did look like they wanted to kill me. In an empty area like this, that assassin took advantage of tonight. It's good that it happened outside, so nobody knows about my power. Still, I need to do something before they try to kill me again, before I meet the same tragic fate as before. Suddenly, an assassin tried to attack her. Lares stated, too bad for you. The assassin asked, how can this be? Are there other psychics hiding somewhere? Lares replied, what, it's just me, this is my power. The assassin said, don't lie to me. Each psychic only has one type of power. There are no exceptions. Another assassin tried to attack her. Lares used her power. Lares spoke, I am the same. My psychic power is just one type. In exchange for strengthening the psychic powers of the person I touch, I am able to perfectly mimic that person's power. The assassin asked, my strength? Lares replied, you feel it, don't you? That strong sensation. You won't get to use it against me now, but don't worry, I'll use it for you instead. She thought, if it weren't for this unusual power, I would have been, instead of wasting my strength, I'll just call for someone to help. Suddenly, the prince came and spoke, I just witnessed something interesting. Lares thought, there actually was someone else. The prince told her, wait, just leave that person and stay still. Lares thought, that pendant, it's only worn by the heirs to the throne, so this is the man. Wait, how long has he been watching? The prince continued, the power to use multiple abilities, that's truly astonishing. I've heard a lot about you. Would you care to tell me more about your power? Lares replied, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sure you know that I'm incompetent. I don't know much about psychic power. The prince told her, don't hide it. It's just you and me here. I didn't even get others to help you earlier. I am the sixth prince. Edward, you did really well in that fight. Lares thought, the sixth prince? He's the most gifted genius in the royal family. If I'm not mistaken, I can't fool a man like that. Lares commented, thank you for the compliment, your highness. The prince asked, why are you hiding something so extraordinary? I'm sure your environment would change in a heartbeat if you revealed it. Lares thought, if I showed others my power, they would just use me like a tool again. She replied, I'm better off like this, it's more convenient for me. The prince asked, you said your ability is to enhance other people, is it permanent? What's the limit? Lares replied, the effect lasts until then, but it depends on whether or not the other person's body can sustain it. The prince stated, I see, that's good. Lares Grain, won't you be my fiancé? Lares asked, me? The fiancé of your highness? The prince spoke, when I become king, I plan to change this country. I was looking for someone who would help me do that. Surely, you are the one. Lares thought, what value do I have to him? The prince continued, as you know, I am in a position to compete for the right to the throne. Therefore, a fiancé is an important factor, position, status, ideology, in other words, someone that holds absolute power. Lares replied, if that is so, it doesn't have to be me. My older sister Elena's position and power are greater. The prince emphasized, no, it has to be you. There is no one more suitable than you. Lares thought, you want my powers that badly. Even so, there are plenty of other ways. What are his intentions? The prince spoke, shall we move somewhere else? I have to get these guys taken care of quickly. This way, follow me. After some time, the prince told her, my mother was a non-gifted person. How are non-gifted people treated in this country? You, of all people, know that well. Lares thought, I know it, all too well. The prince continued, on top of that, my mother was a commoner. She lived in the royal castle because she was pregnant, but people around her treated her poorly. That didn't change even after I was born. One day, she said, Edward, you are needed in this country. You are amazing, fit for it. I'm so glad I got to be your mother. The prince told her, after that, my mother vanished. She was kind, and I loved her. I wanted to see her smile. However, I realized that is impossible in this country. That is why I will change it. You know the suffering of the have-nots. I have been waiting all this time for someone like you to appear. Lares thought, he is telling the truth. It's not just my power. He also understands my position and shows me based on that, to change a world where only gifted people are favored. To create a world where his mother could live proudly. I truly believe that is a wonderful idea, but this is my life. I don't want to use people or be used. Lares spoke, Your Highness, I appreciate your offer, but I would like to decline. The prince stated, if you decline, this matter will be publicly announced. Lares thought, we've come to threats now. The prince continued, whether you refuse or accept, you can't return to your normal life. However, if you become my fiancé, your parents and the people around you will be shocked. How did this happen? Doesn't imagining that excite you? Lares thought, yes, that is true, but I hate using others and being used. She asked, may I confirm one thing? In the future your highness aims for, can I become free? I mean, free from the curse called gift, where I can live freely, carefree. The prince stated, I will guarantee it. That is exactly the future I envision. Lares replied, I understand. I accept your proposal. The prince told her, it is settled, let's go, I have to report it. The duke asked, what is with all the commotion? The prince came and spoke, elder brother and Duke Grain, may I have a moment, I would like to inform you, I have decided to make her my fiancé. Prince Elishir asked, this doesn't seem like a joke, Prince Edward replied, yes, I am serious, elder brother, Lares thought. I can't believe he declared this in front of such a huge crowd. Elena was shocked, and angry at the same time, Lares thought, it looks like life will be chaotic for a while. Nobles were chatting, is he serious, Prince Edward, with that girl, a failure of the Grain family. The Duke spoke, excuse me, Prince, an engagement with Lares. The Prince stated, that is what I said. Did you not hear it? The Duke replied, no, I mean, Lares thought, Father, he looks like a frightened child in front of His Highness. The Prince continued, we will get married, therefore, as the head of the Grain family, Father, I would like your blessing, so, Duke, is there a problem? The Duke replied, no, it is an honor, as head of the Grain family, I am deeply honored to have this connection with Prince Edward. The Prince spoke, that is good, that is how it will be, elder brother, I plan to report to Father later. Prince Elishir replied, I see, I am glad to hear that. Lares, please get along well with my younger brother, Lares replied, yes. The prince told her, let's have a formal discussion another day, I am excited for what is going to come, Lares said, yes. Next scene. The Duke asked, what in the world is going on? What is Prince Edward thinking? Why not Elena, of all people? Why Lares, when did you become close to His Highness? You barely even leave the mansion. Lares replied, I don't know either, His Highness did not say anything, just that he wanted to get engaged with me. The Duke spoke, there must be some kind of intention, if that is not the case, then there is no way he would choose a useless person. Anyway, it does not matter what the intention is, you can be engaged to Prince Edward, finally, you are good for something. Lares said, thank you, she thought, why am I expressing words of gratitude? The Duke continued, it would be ideal if it could bridge the gap between Sir Elishir and Elena, you have caused a lot of trouble for the family, so make sure to support Elena. Lares replied, yes, I will do my best, she thought, do my best, for what? Nothing has changed at all. These people continue to look down on me, and I continue to be the incompetent younger sister. After some time, Lares thought, is this really okay? Suddenly, Elena came. Lares thought, strange, what does she want with me? Elena told her, refuse the engagement with Prince Edward. Lares asked, what are you saying? Elena replied, did you not hear me? Refuse the engagement with Prince Edward. Lares asked, why do I have to turn it down? Elena shouted, you don't understand. I'm saying that a failure like you is not suitable for His Highness. Lares thought, what a simple-minded person. Lares shouted, why did he choose someone like you who was not gifted, instead of me? Lares thought, even though you thought you excelled at everything, you're frustrated because I am ahead. Elena asked, what is with that face? Lares replied, Father also said it, didn't he, if I'm engaged to His Highness, Elena and Prince Elishir also. Elena shouted, don't be ridiculous, why do I need your help? I'm not like you, I am the chosen one. Both father and mother have high expectations of me. I will meet those expectations, that is how I've lived my life. Why is it that I have to be helped by someone like you? I don't need it, I am fine by myself. The engagement won't last long, no matter what, because there is no reason for him to pick you, because you are so miserable and pathetic. He probably wanted you to feel good, even just a little bit, or perhaps, did you use your charm to seduce him? Lares thought, you ridicule with vigor, you've returned to the usual Elena. I'm used to it, so I just let it go. Elena continued, after all, you're still a woman, even if you were rotten, perhaps His Highness was also hungry for a woman. But of all people, it had to be you, that person also lacks judgment, anyway, you and His Highness don't fit together, decline immediately. Lares stated, you look pathetic. Elena asked, what was that? Lares stated, you're so desperate, it's pathetic, she thought. You criticize me without knowing how I feel, I can't stand it. Elena asked, are you talking to me? Lares replied, is there anyone else here? I'll say it once more for you. You are so desperate, it's pathetic. Then she thought, this is, Elena stated, you went too far, Lares thought, to manipulate the plants at will. It's been a while since I saw Elena's power. Elena asked, are you forgetting, you are not gifted, Be careful how you speak, Lares replied. No, I was chosen by Prince Edward, and I will become a member of the royal family. Elena said, we're different, I'm telling you not to get carried away, Lares thought. I was planning to act as the incompetent little sister as always, but I've changed my mind, Elena thought. What is this attack? She stopped it. On the other hand, the Duke asked, what is that noise? Did a thief break in? The Duchess replied, dear, over there. The Duke thought, what is this? Elena asked, what is going on? Why do you have powers? You can use the same power as me. Answer me. Why do you? Lares replied. Well, why do you think that is? Elena asked, are you mocking me? Lares replied, you have mocked me many times, haven't you? Elena said, whatever, just answer me. Depending on your answer, Lares asked, what you'll do? You can't just say, you'll pay for this, right? You can't defeat me with the amount of power you have, Elena stated. What did you say? Lares spoke, how cute. Elena shouted, stop mocking me already, there is nothing about you that is better than me, not a single thing. The Duke shouted, stop it, Elena, Lares stated, scatter. Lares used her magic. The Duke asked, what on earth happened? Where did those trees come from? Elena asked, what did you do? What is going on? Why can't I control this? Lares thought. The answer is simple. I have more power than Elena. I possess Elena's ability. In exchange for strengthening their power, I imitate their ability whenever I touch them. It awakened not long after. I never even tested my own ability. Elena was having a hard time at the time. Her power was developing slowly, and she still had no control over it. Then she remembered father telling her, it is a great power, but it is difficult to handle, but by the time you are an adult, you will have mastered it. Elena replied, yes, I will do my best. After that, Elena thought, I can barely control the trees won't budge, it's no good, I can't do it. Lares thought, my parents expected so much of her. Elena was getting frustrated by the pressure. After that, Lares said, there are leaves in your hair. Elena shouted, don't touch me. Lares thought, at that moment, my power activated, and Elena's powers became stronger, her abilities increased and strengthened. Her manipulation skills also grew very quickly. Our parents were overjoyed, and she was more than satisfied. Lares spoke, just like back then, it's like you have not grown up at all. I recognized your efforts in spite of everything, but you stopped working hard a long time ago. I am disappointed. Now you can watch this. The Duke and Duchess were shocked. Elena was stunned. Lares stated, I will become the fiancé of the 6th Prince, His Royal Highness Edward. From now on, you will behave yourself towards me. She thought, the incredible sister is gone. She is no longer here. On the other hand, Prince Elishir asked, do you have any idea what is going on here? You have turned down every engagement I have ever offered you, and this woman also is. Prince Edward Said, the Grain family failure. I am certain she's exactly what I need. Elishir asked, an imbecile, or perhaps she is different. Edward replied, I don't know, but I can assure you of one thing, if she and I go down the same path, no one can harm us, not even you, my brother. Elishir said, you've taken a liking to her, haven't you? Edward replied, I have chosen my own fiancé. Elishir spoke, I am looking forward to it. Next scene. Lares thought, this castle looks so big every time I see it. The prince came and spoke, you've looked really tired since this morning. Lares asked, Your Highness, did you come all the way here just to see me? The prince replied, Of course I did. What kind of a gentleman wouldn't greet his fiancée? Let's go. Lares replied, Yes. After that, nobles were greeting both of them. Lares said, It feels a little awkward to walk here. The prince spoke, You'll get used to it, or rather, I'd be in trouble if you didn't. Lares replied, Yes, I know. She thought, my presence is an important part of his ascension to the throne. My every word and action will affect His Highness's reputation. I'll only be acceptable this once. I'd better get a grip. There's no turning back now. The prince asked, Did something happen last night? Lares thought, I wonder if it's showing on my face. She replied, I showed my parents and Elena my powers. The prince asked, Finally, and how did they react? Lares replied, They were surprised. Elena didn't seem to want to acknowledge it. The prince commented, That sounds about right. You don't look very happy, but you don't seem upset either. Lares replied, I think I'm just disappointed. She thought, I've noticed that I've been bowing down to these people my whole life. She said, I'm not as relieved as I thought I would be. The prince told her, well, things aren't always as they seem. Lares spoke, but your highness, I think it's time you told me what you called me here for. The prince replied, didn't I tell you, we're going to the throne room, I'm going to tell father about our engagement, Lares asked, an audience with his majesty. The prince continued, the prince's fiancé will eventually have to support the future king, therefore, it's necessary for the current king to personally assess her, be careful, if you displease my father, the engagement will be called off. Lares thought, if that happens, I'll have to go back to my old life. No, I've already attracted too much attention. Things are different now. I have no place to go back to. The prince told her, it's all up to you. You're going to have to show me what you're worth. Lares replied, I understand. After that, Lares thought, what a magnificent door. I wonder what this feeling is. I see, that's right. There's nothing to be nervous about. After all, I was once called a queen. Next scene. The prince said, thank you for your time, father. The king said, raise your heads. Lares thought, so this man is the king of this land, Bastion Levitine. The king asked, tell me what you wish for. The prince stated, yes, father, I want this woman here, Lares Grain. I wish to be engaged to her. Lares thought about 700 years ago. The kingdom of Laban and 3 other small kingdoms battled over territory. The war, which lasted for more than a decade, concluded with the victory of the kingdom of Laban. The kingdom was formed into a great power that conquered all of its defeated rivals. At the core of this were the psychics. The kingdom of Laban has maintained its status as a great power by actively incorporating exceptional, extraordinary individuals into the royal lineage. And then this man, sitting at the top, is the 99th king of the kingdom. The prince asked, may I have your permission to marry her? The king asked, did you choose her? The prince replied, yes, I chose her. Lares thought, I think he wants to test me. The king stated, Lares, do you have the resolve to bear the weight of the royal family? Lares replied, yes, I do. She thought, there's no need to worry, we already knew a question like this would be asked. The king stated, well then, what can you do? I've heard things about you. The Grain twins, one of them is an imbecile. You will be joining the royal family. It will be your responsibility to take charge of the kingdom of Laban. So many have questioned your very existence. Are you worthy of standing here? Answer me, what can you do? Lares thought, I'm not being looked down on and judged as useless like before. I'm just only being tested. I have to show worth. Surely, His Highness is waiting for my answer. She said, I, His Highness Prince Edward, please let him be king, and I will stand by his side and continue to support him. And I promise you, this kingdom will be the strongest and greatest. Please watch us, watch and see what we will become. The king spoke, I see. Then I will declare Edward as king. This is the first time a prince's fiancé has made such a statement to the king. Lares Grain, I am intrigued by your proposal. I accept your engagement. I am looking forward to it. After some time, Lares thought, thank God, it's over. The prince started laughing. Lares asked, what's wrong? The prince replied, it's funny now that I think about it. I never expected you to boldly challenge father like that. Lares spoke, that was a challenge. I didn't mean it that way. The prince told her, no, saying that in front of the king, it's like declaring, I will eventually take the throne. Lares thought, indeed, now that you mention it, it was like a declaration of war. I can't believe I said that in the heat of the moment. The prince continued, but thanks to you, it all worked out. It's been a while since I've seen my father smile in public. I think he likes you a lot. I knew I made the right choice choosing you. It doesn't matter if you have power or not. I sense a courage in you that I don't see in most people. Lares spoke. I would feel troubled if you expect too much from me. The prince asked, so, are you going to make me king now? Lares thought, I said those words in front of His Majesty, and I can't take them back now. I need to steel myself once again. Lares replied, of course, and you, your highness. You will keep your promise, won't you? The prince told her, yes. I haven't forgotten. Lares thought, we join hands for our goals. This is the essence of our engagement. She said, well, your highness, I'm going back to the castle. If you need anything else, please call on me again. The prince asked, what are you talking about? Your house is right here. Lares said, what do you mean? The prince explained, there is nothing to worry about. We are engaged, so you're going to live here from today onward. Didn't I tell you? Lares replied, no, you did not. Next scene, Lares thought, I don't have a choice but to stay here. Duke asked, Are you going out again? What is in the bag? Where are you going? It will be so dark soon, is it urgent? Lares thought, all this time, you have been so neglectful to me. The Duke continued, are you by any chance heading to Prince Edward's place? You seem to be doing well. Good, I'll take this opportunity to talk to him as well. As a parent, I must ask him to take care of my daughter. Lares thought, as a parent, and she replied, no need. The engagement has been approved by His Majesty the King. I'm afraid His Highness can't talk now. The Duke asked, and when will you be back? Lares replied, I am not coming back, I am going to live in the castle. Both of them were shocked. Lares continued, please do what you want with my room, I won't be using it anymore. By the way, how is Elena doing? The Duke told her, that child is in her room, she has not come out for meals or for other activities lately. Lares spoke, I see, of course, please tell Elena I said hello. Thank you for everything you have done for me, goodbye. After that, Lori came and said, have a nice trip, please take care of yourself. Lares replied, you have helped me a lot. Lori commented, no, I have been so useless, Lady Lares, I could not do anything for you. Lares explained, that is not true, you taught me how to clean, how to use utensils, and even how to cook, it was you who taught me how to survive alone. Thank you, will you continue to serve here? Lori replied, yes, I will. Lares told her, if so, forget about me. I am not staying in this house anymore, and I doubt I will ever see you again. That is why, Lori spoke, I will never forget you. Lares thought, what is this feeling? After some time, the prince said, took you long enough. Lares asked, Your Highness, were you waiting for me? The prince replied, of course, I thought you would be upset, but you seem fine. Lares told him, I am not that weak. Then, in the carriage, Lares was looking at her house. The prince spoke, rest assured, you made the right choice, you won't regret it. Lares thought, it is warm, hope. Maybe it is okay to hope now, I hope that there is a good future ahead of us. Lares thought, that night, I saw that dream again, the dream that once lingered in fragments, and shadows becomes increasingly vivid each time I see it. The knight said, this is, I can feel the power welling up inside me. The queen told him, with this, your powers are even stronger, from now on, wield it under my command. Lares thought, I was the queen of a certain kingdom. The queen fought for the development of her kingdom, striving to meet the hopes and expectations of her subjects, all for the good of the country and its people. The queen spoke, those who dare to disobey shall be discarded, they can only think about moving forward, that is why I need you to protect my life. The knight replied, as you wish, your majesty. Lares thought. The queen kept fighting relentlessly, believing that it was the right path, however, no one followed her down the path of selfishness, not even those she once trusted. All that remained in people's hearts was fear of the queen. I did not want to end like this, even if I live for someone, there is no guarantee that I will be rewarded in the end. That is why I feel so strongly about it, I want to live for myself, an unfamiliar ceiling. Where am I? That's right, this is the royal castle. Now that I think about it again, just because we are engaged, we will be together like this every day. When she said, His Highness is very bold, the prince asked, is that so? What makes you think so? Lares replied, every bit of it, everything he does, everything he says, it is like he is always one step ahead, as expected of a prince. The prince said, it's not a bad feeling being praised by you. Suddenly, Lares was shocked, then she asked, why is your highness here? This is my room and my bed, she thought. I don't think he did anything while I was asleep. The prince replied, don't worry, I didn't do anything. In the first place, it's your fault. I called out to you, but you didn't answer, like Sleeping Beauty. I thought you might never wake up. Lares asked, is that so? She thought, I must have been tired. Then she continued, I am fine. From now on, if I don't give a response, there is no need to confirm. The prince told her, I can't do that, you are my precious fiancé. I can't let anything happen to you. Besides, I didn't think you would be that upset. I think your blushing face is adorable, Lares said. Don't make fun of me. The prince stated, it's a good thing I saw you this morning, Lares thought. I've got to brace myself. I don't want to look like a fool. The prince told her, don't be afraid. I want you to show me your true colors. Just like you are doing now. We are going to be a couple. After all, don't be so tense when other people are not looking. Lares replied, thank you for your concern. The prince said, I will be waiting for you at breakfast. Lares thought, I don't think I have ever been allowed to do that before. I have always had to suppress my feelings, put on a mask. After some time, at the breakfast table, Lares thought, wow, it is tasty. The prince asked, is it good? Lares replied, yes. After breakfast, the prince explained, there are other princes in the castle, you are free to roam as you please, but I would not advise you to do so without proper security. If you are going to be in the castle, you will only be in the area that I control, you will recognize these flowers, no one else is allowed inside this flower field. This is my favorite place, it has the best view of the city, we partnered up for our mutual benefit, it is not a normal relationship. But there is no reason why we can't work it out, we can let our guards down, we still have a long way to go. Lares replied, I agree, she thought, what he did this morning, His Highness was trying to get closer to me, a relationship where you can let your guard down. Will I be able to do it? The person I am now, and the person I was in my dreams, has never been with anyone like that, this man, can he really be the only one for me? Next morning, the prince told her, let's go to the party. Lares asked, what party? The prince explained, tomorrow is my brother's birthday, the first prince, Elishir, you have already met him once. Lares thought, it seems kind of troublesome, there will be a lot of people watching, if possible, I would rather not go. The prince continued, you will be joining me as my fiancé, tomorrow's party will be open to all royals, even the lower nobility of the royal family. My brother will be the main attraction at the party, but naturally, their eyes will be on me too, if I make a fool of myself there, I will fall far behind in the race for the throne. You will be in the spotlight too, I will be expecting you to act with grace, now that you are the fiancé of a royal. Lares replied, I understand. She thought, I am free from the curse of my supernatural power, shall I live in a world where I can do as I please, His Highness will be king, and grant my wish. He did promise me, I can at least endure that much, in my dreams, I have been through it too many times, there is no need to be afraid now. Next scene, Lares thought, I tried on what was offered to me, but it is too much after all, this dress is so extravagant but beautiful. No matter how much I think about it, it does not suit me at all, I should have gone with something more plain. The prince spoke, that dress suits you very much. Lares replied, thank you very much. The prince thought, thank you for love, I was not talking about the dress. After some time, nobles gathered around them and said, it's been a long time, one of them said, I have not seen you since Prince Garrick's party. The conversation went on when one noble asked, the lady over there, is she your fiancé? The prince stated, allow me to introduce you, this is Lares, my fiancé. Lares spoke, nice to meet you. My name is Lares Grain, pleased to meet you all. The nobleman asked, why have you decided to get engaged now? I have heard that you have been refusing to get engaged until now. The prince replied, time is irrelevant, she is right for me, I thought she was the right one for the future king. I hope everyone will be watching, her true abilities will be revealed soon. Lares thought, what is this anxiety I am feeling? You are not thinking about anything bad, are you? Prince Elishir came and said to everyone, thank you for coming to my birthday party, please enjoy yourselves. Lares thought, greetings after greetings, a long period of intense focus continues, I am getting a little tired. Suddenly, Prince Garrick came and asked, I heard that you are really engaged. Edward replied, it's been a month since we last saw each other. Lares thought, Prince Garrick loves power, he loves his title, and he loves his position. I have heard that he takes full advantage of his position as a prince and does as he pleases. I wonder how much of this is true. Garrick asked, what kind of wind are you blowing? You've been avoiding this engagement your whole life. Edward replied, nothing's blowing, I have simply found the right person for me. Garrick stated, that person, I mean that failure, that woman must be the last of the Grayness, born into a family of moderately talented psychics, and yet she inherited nothing. She is a disgrace to this country, if you ask me, am I right? I don't think a man like you deserves to be engaged to such a woman, I can't believe it, what the hell can she do? Lares thought, you can say whatever you want, but this is it, this is the way of the world. A society that is supported by the extraordinary. They think they are the exception, the chosen ones, therefore, it is okay to look down on others. His Highness Garrick is a prime example. Edward asked, would you like to give her a chance? I'm not sure she is really the woman you imagine her to be. Why don't you find out for yourself? She is the one who will support me on my way to becoming king. Garrick asked, becoming king, that is a funny joke, Edward continued. Laurie's is a gifted woman, and her ability is on par with mine. Laurie's thought, you are speaking about my situation without my permission. Garrick started laughing. Don't joke around, that is the most impossible thing in the world. Even if this girl has power, of course it must be nothing short of ordinary. Look at her face. What's more, there is not even a trace of love appeal. If I were you, having someone like her as a wife, it would be the laughingstock of the entire nation. Laurie's thought, I have heard this kind of hateful words many times before. Retorting would only worsen the situation. I just have to put up with it. I am used to it. Prince Garrick continued, what a disgrace to this country. What the hell can she do? The whole country is laughing at you, Laurie's thought, and this feeling of irrepressible frustration came over me. She said, by all means, would you like to be my opponent? His Highness Prince Edward has chosen me. I want to let him know that he made the right choice. I would like to convey this to His Highness Garrick using my own powers. Garrick said, you've got a lot of nerve, loser of the House of Grain. I don't mind that attitude of yours. As Edward's brother, I will teach you. After some time, Prince Garrick spoke. There are so many people watching. Do you really want to humiliate yourself? I can stop now if you want. What do you think? Edward replied, I am just going to watch. Laurie's, don't hurt yourself. Laurie's told him, yes, but I'm not sure if that is meant for me. I will have to pass that on to His Highness Garrick. Edward spoke, maybe you are right. Garrick stated, don't tell me later that I didn't warn you, like you're a fool. I won't be apologizing even if you end up crying. The nobles thought, His Highness Garrick is serious, maybe we should move away. Laurie's defended herself. Garrick asked, did you dodge? Laurie's replied, that is a nice fire, perfect to light up a dark night. Garrick shouted, you don't know what you're doing. Woman, stay away from me, you're all gonna burn. Laurie's thought, I don't even have to run away from this flame. That outfit. Is that person the same as His Highness and the others? Garrick said. How dare you look the other way? Oh no. Shit. Why, no way. The prince thought, it's like a dance. Laurie's thought, blood is rushing to my head. His Highness Garrick is oblivious. I did not dodge the fire. I have a gift for manipulating the airflow. I merely shifted the course of the flame. His Highness Garrick must have more experience in battles than most gifted minds. He has gone off on his own to kill thieves. He's also known to destroy entire organizations he doesn't like. Besides, he's got the destructive power of a rare ability. It's a shame. Laurie's stated, the user has no sense of style. Garrick shouted, now what did you just say? Laurie's continued, I'm tired of this. Garrick thought, no way, my flames froze, I got hit. What the hell is going on? Laurie's asked, are we done? Garrick thought, what is this woman? Laurie's thought, what is this? This overwhelming feeling of intimidation. She asked, are you satisfied now? I'm sure His Highness Prince Edward made the right choice. I would like to take this opportunity to advise your highness. I would advise you not to look down on those without power. You will pay a painful price for it. Garrick tried to say, you, together with him. Edward came and spoke. That was a great fight. Laurie's replied, thank you. Then she thought, is there something he wants? Suddenly, Prince Edward spoke, everyone, you saw it. This is my fiancée, Laurie's Grain. I am convinced that she is the one who is meant to be the next king's wife. Laurie's thought, this man. No way, Edward Said, I will be seeing you soon. Laurie's continued her thought, I'm sure of it. It was his plan all along. To show my power and to impress those around me, even using his own brother's hideous presence. You are mean, aren't you? If you make an enemy of him, it's going to be a big problem. Next scene. The maid spoke, welcome back. I didn't know you were home. The prince replied, it was a pointless event as usual. How could he set up such a dull affair? The maid continued, for someone who calls it dull, you seem to have enjoyed it. The prince spoke, yes, I've seen some interesting things. Do you know who Laurie's is? The maid replied, twin daughter of the Grain family, the second daughter, if I'm not mistaken, the other day, I think. The prince said, the one who was engaged to Edward. Everyone said she was not capable, but the woman was hiding her power. A power that was slow and deliberate, but enough to make Garrick look pale. The maid commented, His Highness Garrick, he, too, is the owner of a very strong power. The prince replied, I wonder why she hid her powers, though, that power, I want it. The maid told him, she is engaged to His Highness Prince Edward. The prince stated, I don't care who she belongs to. If I want it, I will get it. We've come so close. I will show you how I will get her." Next morning, the nobleman said, "You have great powers." Lares replied, "Thank you, but I still consider myself a rookie." The nobleman spoke, "How humble," as expected of someone who has been recognized by Prince Edward. After that, that person said, "Thank you for your time. Next time, please come to my house. We will give you a warm welcome." Lares replied, "If I get a chance, I will." After that, she thought, "That was long. I don't even know what that man's name was. How many have we had? Is there even any meaning to all of this?" Prince Edward came and spoke, "You look tired. Don't look at me like that. I didn't ask you to do this. You made the choice to fight my brother back then. It was you. You showed your strength there. That's why more and more people have taken notice of you. Not a bad turn of events." Lares replied, "Of course, for His Highness." She thought, he must have seen this coming. Since that fight, I get visitors every day, people who approach me only for their own safety. Today, 3 people came. Yesterday, there were 6. Lares asked, "Would it not be better if your highness took over for me? If they are your supporters, it would be more beneficial to talk to your highness instead." The prince replied, "I'm sorry, but I'm a busy man myself." Lares thought, "But you have the time to come and tease me." The prince told her, "And they are not my supporters." Lares asked, "Is that so?" "So they are not." The prince told her, "They were brother Garrick's supporters. I guess they saw the battle and switched to me." Lares stated, "There isn't even a shred of loyalty." The prince spoke, "That's how it is. They're not interested in the battle. They're interested in what's good for them, and they will support the man closest to becoming the next king." Lares asked, "Well, by that logic, is there a possibility that they will eventually switch to His Highness Elishir?" The prince replied, "Yes, that's right. But their presence is necessary. We can't win the battle for the throne without their support." Lares asked, "Even if they eventually leave?" The prince replied, "We will make sure they don't. They are interested in your power. It's going to get a lot harder. I'll leave you to it." Lares thought, "People who are attracted only to power, they will betray you. Even if you count on them or show them your power, they will always betray you. I know how the greedy think. I've seen it all before." After that, there were 2 more. "I had to entertain those guests. Their words were, 'You have a wonderful gift. It is precisely because of this special ability that you have been recognized by His Highness.'" Lares thought, "I hate it when people say things like that, but His Highness Edward needs this for the future." After some time, the prince spoke, "Out of the way." Lares thought, "My guests have to receive prior permission from His Highness. I was told that this one would be the last." Second Prince Lucat said, "Good to see you." Lares thought, he is the second prince, one of the candidates to become the next king after His Highness Elishir. The prince asked, "I'm pretty sure you're Lares." "No, you don't have to answer. There's no way I could be wrong." Lares thought, "I have a bad feeling about this." She replied, "I will call His Highness Edward in a moment." The prince stated, "That won't be necessary. You're the one I want to see." Lares said, "If you want." Lares said, "I don't quite understand what you mean." The prince asked, "You don't understand? I don't think that's the case. You have shown such power." Lares thought, he is just like everyone else, a person who is drawn to power. She said, "I'm sorry, I'm engaged to His Highness Prince Edward." The prince told her, "I know, and what I'm trying to say is that I want you." Lares replied, "In that case, it would be better for you to speak to Prince Edward about it, not me." The prince emphasized, "All I need is, whatever you want, I'll give it. Everything you want." Lares thought, such a serious, straightforward, and arrogant man. The prince continued, "I'll say it again, be mine." The maid said, "Lord Lucat." The prince asked, "Yes." The maid told him, "Perhaps that is a bit too aggressive. I think it's rather impolite to come on to her like that." Lady Lares seems to be quite in shock. The prince asked, "That was a little rude, wasn't it?" Lares thought, that was unexpected. He actually listened to his maid. The maid told him, "But I think we're running out of time." The prince replied, "I guess so." Suddenly, Edward came. Lucat spoke, "You have disturbed our conversation." Edward asked, "What can I do for you, brother? You didn't have any plans, did you?" Lucat replied, "I wasn't looking for you. I came to see Lady Lares. We are actually in the midst of a chat." Lares thought, "A chat? You don't even try to hide it." Edward stated, "She is my fiancée. I would appreciate it if you would stop being so selfish." Lucat asked, "Are you jealous? I thought you weren't interested in women." Edward stated, That's obvious, because I love her. Lucat stated, "You're lying. I could tell there's no love between the two of you the moment I saw you. There's only a simple mutual interest, number. And that, Lady Lares, has something to do with the fact that you've been hiding your powers all this time." Lares thought, "This man is not just an arrogant fool. This is a rare sight. His Highness is not his composed self." Lucat continued, "Rest assured, I am not interested in your affairs. The only one I'm interested in is Lares." Edward asked, "Why are you so obsessed with her?" Lucat spoke, "It must have been decided by power. I want that power. There is no other reason. I am a greedy man. I want that. I want this. I want more. Humans have greed. It is this greed that has led to the evolution of humanity and the development of countries. There is no future in a world without greed. Therefore, I will change this nation into a world true to one's desires. For that, I need power, someone strong, like Lares. That is the reason why you chose to bring her to your side. Edward, you too have the power to run this nation. I don't understand. Why don't you take advantage of that?" Lares thought, "The power to run this nation. It is true he is the most powerful psychic in the nation. After all," Edward replied, "I don't like to use force to bring people to their knees." Lares thought, "He's never done that before. I've never seen His Highness Prince Edward so defeated." Lucat, "I'm starting to get a bit curious. However, a world true to one's desires. This is most likely to be rejected." Next scene. The prince asked, "Have you changed your mind?" Lares thought, "Every day since then, His Royal Highness Lucat comes to ask me to join his side." The prince asked, "What do you want?" "I will give you what you want," Lares replied. "I am engaged to His Royal Highness Prince Edward. I cannot accept your invitation." The prince told her, "I cannot, but that doesn't mean you don't want to. In that sense, then I will do what I have to do. I will visit you every day and tell you to accept." Lares thought, "I don't want to do this every day. I am fed up with nobles who want to talk to me." The maid asked, "Is it even possible to do this every day? Have you forgotten about what we have to do?" The prince replied, "I will finish twice as fast, there is no problem." The maid continued, "No, you can't, you will harm yourself." The prince replied, "Don't worry, my body won't give in to fatigue." Lares thought, "It's hard for them too, they have to put up with this every day." The prince asked, "Why did you hide your ability?" Lares thought, "So sudden," she replied, "I thought you were not interested in my affairs." The prince told her, "I am suddenly interested. Tell me, if you have a problem, I can help you." Lares thought, "Is it pure kindness, or a way to get on my nerves, or maybe you're just curious? Either way, I can't let my guard down." She replied, "I'm sorry, but I can't answer that." The prince said, "I see, it seems certain that you have a secret." Lares replied, "You can interpret it how you like." The prince commented, "Interesting, but I don't understand. So much power, why don't you use it more? Selfishness, abstinence, both are stupid reasons. No one evolves if they can't be true to their greed. You get what you want by having a dream and not giving up on it. It is only in such a world that humans can shine. You have to use it, it is your power, release yourself." Lares stated, "Your Highness, greed is a sin. No matter how rational you are, your greed will eventually get out of control. If you use your power for greed, you will spend the rest of your life being driven by it. Greed, power, that kind of thing, it only makes people unhappy." She thought, more and more, "I've noticed I have a repetitive dream. There, I always see the woman I was in my previous life. She was the queen of a nation. She strengthened the power of others, and then imitated these powers to make them her own. She was an overwhelming force. The people were delighted with power. She always thought of what she should do next. She thought she would be the light in the path of the people, and she was willing to sacrifice herself for it. Everyone was counting on her." Then she remembered nobles saying, "This mine produces a large quantity of rare and valuable ore. If we can make this territory ours, we will be far ahead of the rest of the world. Let's take it, Your Majesty. With your help, we will definitely win." Another time, a noble said, "With your help, we could unite the continent. You can get the whole continent." People were chatting, "With Her Majesty at our side, this nation will be unbeatable." The queen spoke, "All for the future of our people." But after some time, people thought, "The queen doesn't care about us, her people." Without time to rest, they are sent to the battlefield. There are no soldiers left to fight. Every day, life gets harder and harder. If we don't do something, we will be finished. The queen is in our hands now. After that, Lothe stated, "I am sorry, Your Majesty." Lares thought, memories of failure that I don't want to recall. Suddenly, she said, I'm so sorry, I was impolite to comment on your thoughts. The prince spoke, that's funny, that's it, finally, you are the first person to speak out against my ideals. That is the kind of person who deserves to be next to me. Opinions and ideals are only perfected when they clash with each other. There is no point in having so many people who just go along with the same thing. What we need is someone who can see things from a different point of view and not be afraid to speak up. I found her. A suitable partner for me. Lares, come to me, be my fiancé. Prince Edward was standing there. The prince continued, a woman of your quality does not belong with Edward. Next to me is where you will shine the brightest. Edward is a coward. He's got so much power, but he's being soft, foolish. He thinks the world does not need supernatural power. He will never gain any supporters with that. Who else but the weak would want a world without supernatural power? Lares thought, the weak, you mean people without supernatural powers? She said, the only thing holding the world together are the weak. More than 70% of the world's population is non-mutant. Without them, there would be no nation. A nation is an assembly of people from all different backgrounds. A nation can't be changed by a few people with different abilities. Power is only one of many talents we have. A talent for business, a talent for war, a talent for study. Talent is also needed to fulfill a given role. No one is worthless. In our lives, in our existence, there is no superiority or inferiority. The prince spoke, interesting way of thinking. It is hard to believe you are the daughter of the grain family. Lares continued, a world without otherworldly powers, as His Highness Prince Edward calls it. I am one of those who would like to see that happen. Power creates greed. It creates conflict, discrimination. This power is beyond the reach of mortals. No matter how many times you ask, I will not change my mind. As his fiancé, I am committed to His Highness Prince Edward. Prince Lucas commented, you are a strange woman. If your intentions are dead clear, you seem much more equipped to make him a king. Lares stated, His Highness Edward will be king. The prince said, so cheeky, but I don't hate you. You are an odd woman. I can see a spark in you that others can't. I'm afraid there is no point in going any further. It's been a good talk. If you change your mind, you can always visit me. I will welcome you. No need to see me off. Lares thought, he's gone. Lucas stated, I won't think this is a good hobby for you. Not everyone has your mind. That woman. Take good care of her, Edward replied, of course. Lucas thought, that woman had an air similar to that of us royalty. Why on earth would she be a mere noblewoman? What are you hiding? Next scene. Lares thought, but since then, His Highness Prince Lucas stopped coming to the villa. I would say I am glad that he is finally convinced. I don't think he has given up. I keep thinking it's the calm before the storm. Prince Edward came. Lares thought, that's unusual. He is always busy at this time of day. She asked, can I help you? The prince spoke, I heard that you refused Brother Lucas's invitation. Lares asked, did His Highness Lucas tell you? The prince replied, I'm sorry, but I was actually listening to your talk. Lares explained, I refused. I am engaged to you, but above all, we promised each other an ideal future. The prince asked, you said that you want a world without supernatural beings. To be honest, I was surprised that you had thought that far ahead. My mother, even with my powers, I could not save her. Disparities arise because of the existence of supernatural powers, which is why I yearn for a world without supernatural powers. But what about you? I mean, it's not just because of what you have been taught, is it? Lares thought, I see, you want to know where I come from. Even though I was given power, there must be a good reason to give it up. But I can't answer that question. I can't tell him I had a dream in which I went through my previous life. He will either laugh at me for being insane, or tell me to go to hell. The prince commented, I know it's hard to tell, otherwise, I would have said it first, but I still want to know my fiancé. We have each other's backs, as partners. Lares tried to say, I am. Suddenly a knight came in. Your Highness, the prince asked, what, you should at least knock. The knight replied, I'm sorry, it's urgent. We have just lost contact with the center of Rigus. We allowed thieves to invade and are now fighting. That was the last time we heard from them. Lares asked, what the hell is going on? Has it been occupied? Any details on the enemy? The knight replied, judging from the damages, there is a high probability of a supernatural usurper present. Lares asked, who is that? The prince replied, they are a group of anti-kingdom bandits who have been on the rise recently. They kidnap psychics from all over the nation. They're using them to do their evil. The knight told him, the knights alone can't stand up to them. The risk for civilians could potentially increase. Your Highness, please help us. The prince spoke, that was not what I had planned. I'm sorry, I will talk to you later. Lares stated, I will go with you. The prince asked, you are in a war zone, do you understand that? Lares replied, yes. The prince spoke, all right, follow me. The knight asked, are you sure, Your Highness? The prince told him, she is strong, don't worry. Lares thought, he has the power to run the nation. I can see it, he is the best in the nation of them all. This is a rare chance for me to see this power with my own eyes. The way he uses his power will show me his humanity. It will be a valuable piece of information to help me understand His Highness. I want to see him in action. Let's see if I can tell him the truth. Lares thought each prince is given a territory. Rigus is Edward's domain. Just before we left, we received word that a usurper had taken over the center of Rigus. They are holding civilians hostage and demanding supplies and money. The prince spoke, if I did not have supernatural powers, this would not have happened. Lares asked, is that so? I think they would have committed crimes regardless of your power. The prince replied, yes, that is right, but they would not have caused as much damage. Evil will always exist. There will always be those who go bad, but I think that supernatural powers are helping this happen. In fact, more than half of crimes are committed by psychics. The population of people with supernatural powers is overwhelmingly smaller than those without, yet they think they are special and look down on others. That just shows how many people are willing to hurt others for the sake of their own happiness. That is why we must change this society that gives preferential treatment to people with different abilities. There is no such thing as a special person. After that, a knight spoke, Your Highness, we have been waiting for you. The prince asked, what is the situation? The knight replied, more than half our men were killed heading to the rescue. They could not get close, being shot by a supernatural hiding in high places. They say they will release the hostages if we give them what they want. The prince told him, it is not yours. They are not going to let them all go. They will just make more and more demands, hoping to get away when the opportunity comes. We can't let them get away. Lares thought, it should be expected that this fight was brought on by people with supernatural powers. It looks like they have a lot of confidence in their skills. Given the scale of the damage and the audacity of the crime, it is hard not to say that supernatural powers are indeed encouraging crime. The prince stated, get the knights into position, we will use our power as soon as we are ready, and you will stay with me, it is safer. Lares replied, I understand. She thought, that different power is also a supernatural one. On the other hand, one of the leaders of the bad guys asked, where are the knights? Another replied, there is no sign of them. The leader said, this is too slow, who cares what happens to the hostages? The other one spoke, I have a bad feeling about this, we should get out of here. The leader told him, no, I will wait a bit longer, you have some kind of supernatural power. Escaping from the knights should be a piece of cake. Suddenly a person came and told them, sir, 2 people are approaching. Suddenly, he was frozen in ice. Both of them were coming towards them. The idiots sneered, you are a very pretty young lady. Have you come here to be our plaything? 1 woman for 20 people. Can you do it, girl? Lares thought, so nasty. I will do it. The prince stated, shut your mouth, you bunch of outcasts. The idiots thought, what is happening? The leader told them, why are you guys silent suddenly? The prince stated, you shut your mouth too. The leader also thought, what is happening to my mouth? The other idiots shouted, you try anything and we will kill you. The prince continued, I am the one who gives the orders. Everybody, drop your weapons. All the idiots started dropping their weapons. One person asked, what did you do to them? You guys are the ones who snuck into the palace. The prince asked, they were not very convincing, right? Lares replied, yes. Suddenly someone shouted, that is cheating. The prince told her, a different kind of vision blocking. Lares thought, I can't see anything. She asked, what should we do? The prince stated, Earth, catch whoever escapes. The idiots were running away and asking each other, have you got the money? There is food, now hurry up. They thought, what the hell is going on? What is happening here? Lares thought, what kind of magic is this? No way, the fog is fading. You mean to tell me you caught them all with the earth and the fog? You ordered the earth, that is what His Highness is capable of. Probably. He has the ability to command anything within a certain range. Certainly, it depends on how you use it. It is so powerful that you could easily control the whole nation. The prince stated, knights, come. After some time, he said, "Leave the rest to the knights, we are going back." Lares thought, despite having such power, you are looking for a world without supernatural powers. It seems like an extraordinary determination. The use of supernatural powers was kept to a minimum. Not only did he not harm civilians, he also did not harm the bandits. After all, this man turned out to be trustworthy. It might be okay to tell him the truth. The prince told her, "Let's continue our conversation when I get back." Lares replied, "You were amazing earlier, Your Highness." The prince spoke, "I am flattered. Thank you for your praise." Suddenly, he collapsed at the carriage door. Lares shouted, "Your Highness, are you all right?" The prince thought, "What is this? These people, the strings are snapping one by one, and the people who are attached to them are also disappearing. The people I care about, they are out of reach. Mother, please wait." Oh no, the string snapped also. "Wait, there is one string still intact. Who was that person? So it was you. Please don't leave." The next moment, the prince woke up. Lares spoke, "Your Highness, are you awake? This is Your Highness's bedroom." The prince replied, "Thank God you are all right." Lares told him, "I am fine, I am not injured." The prince commented, "I see, that is good, but what happened after that?" Lares replied, "It seems that the Rigus bandits have been imprisoned. They will all be taken to King's Landing." The prince asked, "And the civilians?" Lares replied, "They are also safe. Some were injured, but they have been treated." The prince asked, "Did you tell them about me?" Lares replied, "That you have fallen ill." "No, I didn't tell them." Then she remembered, at that time, she thought he was out cold. "Is it possible that His Highness?" She said, "This must remain a secret. Let's stay out of sight and get His Highness out of here immediately." Lares continued, "We decided it was best not to tell anyone. Does that bother you?" The prince replied, "No, thank you." Lares spoke, "You collapsed shortly after using your powers. To use powers, I have heard, there are conditions, or a price, that needs to be paid. Your powers have a price, don't they?" Lares thought, "An unconditional command that governs all things. His Highness's power is too strong, the price is immeasurable." She said, "I would like to get to know His Highness better. As your fiancé, could you tell me what you know about your power?" The prince replied, "I can't, I am sorry." Lares told him, "Is that so? Then I shall look into it myself." She thought, if I copy his power, I should be able to find out something about it. Then she said, "I see, that is what you mean." The prince shouted, "Did you just use your power? What have you done? This will make you will suffer the cost of your powers. Do you know what you have just done?" Lares thought, "I am surprised. It is not because I copied your power. You are angry that I will be paying the same price. It is not only because His Highness is kind, it is because I will be suffering from using my power." Lares spoke, "Your Highness, now we are all in this together, so talk to me. I can't bear to see you suffering." The prince replied, "My mother. I lost her, all because of my gift." Lares thought, there are different kinds of abilities that come with a price. The stronger the ability, the greater the cost. It can take many forms, and it can even result in irreversible loss. His Highness's supernatural powers are precisely of this kind. The prince continued, "My powers are difficult to control. It is a gift that resides within words. Because of its nature, casual words can sometimes turn into absolute orders. When I did not really understand my powers, I used to think that things just worked the way I wanted them to, but every time I got my way, something strange always happened. The servants I had come to know so well began to forget all my appointments. My old tutor started to teach me the same thing over and over again. My childhood friend could not remember playing with me, and my nanny could not remember my name anymore. In addition to that, they repeatedly fainted and got sick. My mother grew suspicious and started looking into it, whether it was someone else's agenda or just bad luck. One day she said, 'Listen to me calmly. It is like everyone has forgotten about you. You told me once that what you say aloud becomes true. Perhaps it is your gift. Every special ability has a cost. The more you use your powers, the more you lose. Maybe everyone is paying the price for your supernatural powers. I may have lost my memories related to you. Someday, you too will.' I became scared and decided not to use my power, but I could not control it. The knight, who promised to protect me forever, volunteered to take part in the war and was killed in action. And then my mother, the fact that my mother was gone. The truth is, it was because of the price I paid, I think. Regarding the recent Rigus incident, I used a lot of force. I don't think I am going to be able to do more than just faint. I wonder what I have lost. This power. I did not get it because I wanted it. Lares thought, that is why your highness has rarely used it. The price is truly terrifying. Who lost their memory in return? Even the person who used it does not know. The timing of using this power, considering the surrounding circumstances, we can only speculate. The price may have been less than he thought, but on the other hand, he may have lost something more, that is it. Then the prince thought, they don't seem like just classmates. Well, everyone has things they want to hide, even me, the ability to affect others, and the cost involved. Lares told him, it has no effect on opponents with the exact same power. The premise is that there is a rule, that each person can only have one special ability. If paranormal abilities were a form of personal identification information, I believe that those who share the same ability are considered to be one and the same, and I am the only person you will ever have to deal with. The prince asked, so I don't have to hide anything from you? Lares replied, yes, that is what I mean. The prince told her, I can't believe it, I thought I would have to live with it alone. I am so glad I found you that night, only you know, thank you. You have made me even more determined. Maybe we are not the only ones. There are many people who suffer from different abilities. I want to free them. There must be a reason I was born a prince. Lares replied, a world without supernatural powers, we will make it happen. The prince said, and your dream will come true. Next scene. The duke asked, what is going on? It is so noisy. A maid came and told him, Lord, I am sorry to interrupt your meal. His Highness Garrick is here. After that, the duke spoke, welcome, your highness. The prince asked, you must be Elena. Elena replied, yes, your highness. It is a great pleasure to speak with you. Garrick told her, I don't like long talks. I don't need that. I only have one requirement, that you cooperate with me. I can't stand the way Lares is behaving. Ever since she became Edward's fiancée, she has been on a roll. The duke replied, I am sorry, our guidance was inadequate. Garrick stated, indeed. So I am giving you a chance. We are going to beat the hell out of her, of course. There is a reward. That is more exciting, is it not, Elena? If you succeed, I will welcome you into the royal family, and you can have the elixir you have been fawning over. That was the purpose, right? What do you think? Elena replied, understood, I will accept. Garrick told her, that is the way it should be. Next scene. People were talking. Did you hear the rumors about Lares? I heard that she has been replaced by someone else. What does that mean? Do you remember the attempted assassination of the king in the neighboring country? The guy who did it escaped from prison. I think his superpower was taking over other people's bodies, and I hear he is pretty good at impersonating people. I wonder how hard it was to catch him. There are rumors that he has taken over Lares. Didn't you see that night? How easy it was to get to Prince Garrick. Why did she keep all that power hidden? Doesn't the Duke seem strange? Could he have some sort of special secret? For example, like Lares being the child of a mistress. And the timing of the announcement of their engagement, she has never been out in public before, but the day she showed up, some think it was as a stand-in for her ailing mother. She is such a dull, absent-minded girl. I just thought it was odd that she is engaged to Prince Edward. She comes from a good family and has great supernatural powers. But she has been abandoned by her family and by the world. Quite a convenient target for a takeover, don't you think? After all, His Highness Prince Edward is being used, a different person in the guise of Lares. On the other hand, Lares thought, I have heard the rumors, that I am not me. I did not expect that to happen. It is true that I have her memories. Sometimes when I am using my power, I can feel her feelings flowing through me. It is interesting that the rumors are not entirely wrong. The prince came and asked, are you ready? Lares replied, yes. The prince said, it looks good on you. It is just a rumor, don't worry about it. You have got nothing to be ashamed of. Just keep an open mind. You will be the focus of this party. I'm afraid. I am sorry. You will just have to put up with it. Lares replied, thank you for your concern. Next scene, at the party. The nobles were chatting. Could the rumors about her being a different person really be true? Why don't you ask her directly? Look, both of them are here. After that, Lares thought, he knows about them, only for today. I think I will get in the way if I stay here. It's better if I wait a bit further away, and then I will eat. Yes, food is there. Elena came and spoke. I have found you. Get out of her body, Lares asked. What are you talking about all of a sudden? Elena continued. Don't play dumb with me. I know what it is. There is someone else inside you. Lares thought, do you believe those rumors? She asked, did you start the rumor? Elena replied, I don't know much, but I at least know that you are not the real you. We are sisters. Lares asked, how could you say that? I don't want to get involved in pointless talks. Elena shouted, you are running away. You are not the real you. Admit it. Lares spoke. You can think what you like. I don't care what anyone says. I am Lares. Elena emphasized, don't let that name come out of your mouth, you fake. I will not give you my sister's body. Can you hear me? Lares, don't let him win. You have always been a very strong girl. Now come back, beat him. Lares thought, no, I can't stand it. Then she used her power. Elena thought, that was an explosion. A different kind of trick from last time. What kind of trick is this? Still, it's good. I got what I came here for. Then she said, did you just try to kill your sister? My sister would never do that. You have been defeated. You have been completely taken over. The nobles were chatting, trying to kill her sister. There is definitely something strange about that girl. So the rumors were true. So, is the person still inside there? Lares thought, it's you this time. Prince Garrick came and spoke. Give it up, traitor. I know everything. You took over Lares 2 years ago, and then you approached Edward, pretending to be Lares. You seduced him, you made Lares' mother fall ill, and then joined the party in her place. Then you announced your engagement. You used Edward to your advantage. Now you are plotting to overthrow the state of this country. The prince thought, what is all this fuss? Where is Lares? He said, I am sorry, let me through. The nobles said, you can't go there, it is not safe here. The prince asked, what happened? I want to be sure. The person replied, we don't want anything to happen to you. Wait here, your highness. The prince thought, I have a bad feeling about this. Lares replied, that is some elaborate harassment. The prince asked, you still want to play Lares like that? Lares spoke, Elena attacked me first. Garrick commented, she was just trying to get her precious sister back. Everyone here saw that. Elena spoke, stay down. Lares used her power. Elena thought, it would have been more effective outdoors. Prince Edward came and said, sorry, I am late. Lares replied, no, it is all right. Edward asked, this whole mess was orchestrated by you, wasn't it? Garrick replied, don't give excuses. She is a traitor who threatens your parents' lives. Edward asked, do you have any proof? Garrick replied, everyone saw that she used her powers, and that she would harm her own sister. Lares thought, all this fuss, all these rumors. If I don't settle this here, I will be a liability to His Highness, but is there a way to break through? There is. I now possess His Highness's supernatural power. There is a price to pay, but it won't affect His Highness, who has the same gift. I don't have anyone else I care about, Lori. I have to get those two to confess. Prince Edward stated, tell the truth, brother. Garrick replied, I am here to humiliate Lares. You used your powers on your brother, on me. Lares asked, your highness, how could you? Edward replied, I am fine, as long as I can get him to confess. I will pay the price, brother, go on. Garrick continued speaking, I asked Elena to help me. We just had to call her a traitor in public, and get everyone to believe it. I thought I could make that woman experience hell. Edward asked, so the rumors that Lares is a different person are a lie, answer me. Garrick shouted, I don't know. I don't care, if only I could erase the humiliation I felt back then. Lares asked, Elena, did you agree to help him? Garrick replied, is that what it looks like to you? Lares thought, I see, she is acting of her own will. Edward continued, brother, we are all here. Why don't you tell us what you really think? Garrick replied, damn it, that is enough. Edward stated, tell us what you really think, brother. Garrick started speaking, every single one of them is spineless. Alicia only cares about self-preservation and refuses to do any dirty work. Lucas only cares about satisfying his own desires and could not care less about anything else. And you? You're just so damn weak. Despite reality, you willingly take on menial tasks. In comparison, I go to the battlefield myself and fight with my life on the line against the scum who threaten my country. For the sake of my country, I give it my all as a prince, who is fit to be king. I deserve it. Of course I do. And you high-born fools. Father too. You won't admit it. Lares thought, for your country, as a prince, what a joke, that is all just for show. Prince Garrick just wants to test his power. He never thinks about his men or his people. From a safe distance, he spreads flames carelessly, pretending like he is actually fighting. He has probably never thought about the other prince's actions or their true intentions. He does not understand anything about what it means to be the king of a country, and the responsibilities that come with it. A man like this, just born into royalty, I am angry that he was given the right to inherit the throne. Suddenly, the king arrived, then he stated, "Leave now, you know the weight of your words and actions, that is all." Elena asked, "Prince, what will you do? Has the plan failed? At this rate, your position will be, what about your promise to me?" Suddenly, Elena shouted, "Please don't do this." Lares used her power, and there was a blast between them. Garrick stated, "It's you, it's all your fault. I will beat you to a pulp, right here, right now. I have not forgotten you, not even for a moment. I will have my revenge." Prince Elishir spoke, "What do you think you are doing? Hold your fire. Both of you are using your powers." Lares spoke, "His Highness blames everyone." Edward replied, "I know, don't do anything rash." Then he shouted, "Everybody out. It is not safe here, quickly, get out of here." Lares used her ice power. Garrick was getting angrier. Lares thought, in an instant, "My ice, the flames are getting stronger." Lares was also protecting the people from the fire. Garrick said, "You are the most disgusting woman I have ever met." Lares used her power to protect the others. Garrick said, "You've got some nerve. You are protecting all of them from my flames." Then he attacked her. Lares thought, "This is the scary thing about the supernaturals. Their powers can mutate." Garrick spoke, "Go to hell." Edward thought, "She is still fighting. Her power has not been deactivated." In this situation, the only thing that can stop my brother from going out of control is my power. Edward stated, "Brother, stop attacking now." But the next moment, Garrick was using even more power. Edward thought, "My orders are not working. Is he disobeying my command? If that is the case, I will use more force to make you obey me." Then he heard the voice of Lares, "Your Highness, please stand by, I am okay." Garrick asked, "So, you are still alive after all this?" Lares's voice came, "You are so stupid, you are almost incorrigible, you will never be king. A king is for his country, a kingdom is for its people. If you don't even know that, you don't deserve to be on the throne." Garrick shouted, "Do you even know who you are talking to? Kneel before me like the piece of trash you are. Bow to me, obey me. Submit to me." Lares stated, "That is my line, obey." Garrick thought, "What the hell? The pressure is so heavy, but who are you?" Lares spoke, "Guards, take him into custody." After that, the prince asked, "Are you okay?" Lares replied, "Yes, it's just that this dress is now a bit messy." The prince thought for a second, for a moment, "I thought Lares was someone else, she had this overwhelming presence. Who are you?" Next scene. Lares thought, "Days have passed since the party. His Highness Prince Garrick has been stripped of his right to the throne for causing a disturbance. He is being placed under indefinite house arrest in a remote region far from the capital." Elena, his co-conspirator, was fined a hefty sum. Her reputation among the royal family and nobility has been shattered. Ironically, the Grain family refuses to admit what she really did, because they are so fond of her. "I am just not a guilty person. I suppose I should be thankful for His Majesty's generous treatment." The prince came and said, "There you are, I am sorry for the trouble I caused you this time." Lares replied, "I am the one who should be apologizing. I am the one who caused all this." The prince told her, "No, you are the reason we are all okay, we are all grateful." Lares thought, "It's just the way things turned out. If I had been able to manage well until now, maybe this would not have happened." She said, "I was foolish, I created unnecessary conflicts, and conflict creates fighting. Fighting only makes the country tired. I should have known that. I will be careful now." The prince spoke, "Sometimes you speak as if you were a ruler, someone who has carried the weight of a country on her shoulders. It is as if you are speaking from your own experience and knowledge. I can almost feel the weight of your words, and you are so much stronger this time. You were a different person then. You are full of mystery and wonder. Honestly, I can see why Brother Lucas is attracted to you." Lares replied, "Why don't you ask me who I am?" The prince asked, "Do you want to talk?" Lares replied, "Do you want to talk?" "No, I don't want to." The prince commented, "Then, when you feel like talking, talk to me." Lares thought, he knows the fear of having his secrets uncovered. There must be a million ways to find out what happened, but he does not want to. This person, that is the kind of man he is. Lares spoke, "I was once the queen. On my 17th birthday, my memories of being a queen came back to me. I woke up with a new ability. This power belongs to her. Sometimes, her emotions come through too. Believe me. Can you believe it, this story? The prince replied, I believe you. Your memories are what you call memories of a previous life, and when they came back, they brought your power with them. Lares said, yes, perhaps, so you really believe me. The prince replied, yes, only you were the one who saw my future and kept the secret I shared. I believe you, no matter what you say. Lares told him, if you do that, you will be deceived. The prince started laughing. I don't mind if I am. Lares thought, his warm hands. I can feel his heartbeat. The prince continued, I want to believe in the words of those who love me. I don't want to give up on what I believe. A king who believes in the people, and whose people believe in him, that is the king I want to be. Lares thought, no matter how much you believe, someday you will be betrayed. That is why I don't trust anyone, I don't rely on anyone. And that is why the former queen died alone. I must have lacked the courage to believe in people, the courage to trust others, this strength in my heart, but I can change now. She said, Your Highness, you will be a great king, more than anyone, I will do everything in my power to help you. The prince told her, even my father said so, will you always be with me, even after I am king, right up to the end? Lares replied, of course, I am your fiancé, after all. Next day, Lares thought, maybe I was being a bit too generous, he believed in me, just like I believed in him, I want to believe in him. Then she remembered when the queen said, I told you I would leave those who did not follow me behind. The knights replied, yes, your majesty. Then she said, I am counting on you, you are my only hope, you are the only one I cannot forget. The prince came and said, good morning, did you sleep well last night? Lares replied, yes, and you? The prince told her, I had a good night's rest. Lares thought, maybe I am the one who still can't get rid of the fatigue. The prince asked, by the way, how about a change of scenery today? It has been a bit hectic lately, that is why I want to spend more time with you today. Lares thought, this man is untamed, she replied, understood. The prince continued, let's have breakfast then. After some time, Lares asked, where will we go? The prince replied, I have not decided yet, I just thought maybe you and I could spend some time together. Are you worried about something? Lares replied, it is not like that. The prince commented, finally, have you come to understand my character? Lares spoke, Prince Edward, what do you think of Prince Garrick? The prince replied, that he was acting a little different when I used my supernatural powers. Lares asked, and at what cost? The prince replied, right here. I don't understand the price of supernatural powers. I have been using my powers in a controlled manner, like when I was capturing a group of bandits. Normally, there would be something more to it. Lares asked, you don't know? The prince replied, yes. I could not sleep much last night because of it. Lares said, I think it might be my power. My ability is to enhance and perfectly imitate my opponents, so your highness's power should have been enhanced. But your highness's ability is absolute obedience. I don't know what kind of change has taken place, perhaps there is a price to pay. She thought, I think that strengthening his supernatural powers would not lead to anything bad, but if the price also strengthens. The prince spoke, it is not your fault. I have never told anyone about the cost of my power, but you knew, and you stepped up. I can't tell you how much that helped. No matter what happens in the future, I will always be grateful for what you did. I will never think that it was your fault. Lares thought, if you think positively, you might believe there is no longer a cost, but we can never be that optimistic. She said, Your Highness, I suggest that you refrain from using your supernatural power from now on. If you need help, I am here. The prince asked, you are worried about me? Lares emphasized, of course, if anything were to happen to your highness, my wish would not be granted. The prince commented, yes, you are right. I am not on my own anymore, I am asking you to. Don't do anything I would not. Lares replied, yes, please, I would not want anything to happen to you, she thought, sneaky bastard. The prince asked, by the way, would you mind if we kept walking? I thought you would shake me off, but maybe you are actually accepting me. Lares replied, I just forgot. The Duke came and spoke, isn't that Prince Edward over there? Lady Lares is with you. I did not expect to see you here. The prince replied, Duke, I have not seen you since the party. The Duke told him, about that time. Both of you performed wonderfully, I have engraved it firmly in my memory. It feels wasteful to just stand and talk here. Would it be all right if I visited your estate another day to speak properly? The prince replied, "Yes, of course." The duke thanked the prince and left. Lares asked, "Who was that just now?" The prince replied, "He is a former supporter of my brother Garrick. He thought Garrick was no longer in line for the throne. Naturally, his supporters have left his side. The throne will pass to another rightful heir." The prince stated, "We are going to be busy." Lares replied, "Yes." Next scene. Prince spoke, "From now on, you will be visited by a nobleman who was a supporter of my brother Garrick." Lares asked, "Duke Lemaire?" The prince replied, "He was not the only one. He was actually the one who organized his supporters, but the heads of the other two noble families who supported him were also there. You know what they are after, don't you?" Lares thought former Prince Garrick had many supporters, not only because of his ability as a psychic, but also because of his willingness to go into battle. But he was no longer royalty, he no longer had any supporters, and those who supported Prince Garrick, she replied, "Yes, they are now considering taking sides with." The prince told her, "Yes, that is right, for the nobles, which prince to support is a matter of choice. It is no exaggeration to say that the prince they support will determine their future status." Lares spoke, and the same goes for Duke Lemaire, who is coming to visit. The prince continued, "And if you don't have the support of a majority of the nobility, you can't become king. In other words, we need to help each other." Lares thought, "But that would be cruel to His Highness. I met Duke Lemaire by chance the other day. He thought he was a genius. It is no wonder he has taken such an interest in His Highness and me, after all the fuss we have caused, especially when he is a supporter of the former Prince Garrick, who values paranormal abilities above all else. His Highness advocates a world without discrimination based on supernatural abilities. Duke Lemaire is intoxicated by the idea of paranormal ability. The candidates for king and the nobles are inseparable, but they don't get along. But what do I do?" The prince said, "You are too nervous. Let's see what he thinks first. We have to find a good solution." Lares replied, "Yes, you are right. My task remains the same, to make your Highness king." Next scene. Duke Lemaire spoke, "It is a pleasure to meet you, Prince Edward and Lady Lares." The prince replied, "It is a pleasure to be speaking with you." Lares thought, "So the Duke of Lemaire, and that woman is the Duchess of Santeria, and the Duke of Teasel, they were the first few noble families to support former Prince Garrick." The lady spoke, "It is an honor to see you today, Prince." The prince replied, "Thank you, lady, for being here today, and Duke Teasel, thank you for coming." The Duke tried to say something, but Duke Lemaire told them, "As you know, we have always supported His Highness Prince Garrick, but now the situation has changed, and we are at a loss. I never thought he would go off the rails like that at a party." Lares replied, "I am sorry for the trouble." The Duke told her, "Not at all. In fact, I was moved. The cold air cancelled out the flames. The ground froze in an instant. Lady Lares's ability was so wonderful, I was completely lost in admiration." Lares replied, "Thank you, and you're hurt?" Duchess Santeria replied, "I am perfectly fine. Thank you for your concern. I was not hurt, but I was very hurt by Mr. Garrick's words. I felt betrayed." The Duke told her, "I can only imagine what my lady is going through." Lares thought, "It is as if they are reading from a script." The prince spoke, "I have found a wonderful woman, not only as a psychic, but also as a partner." Lares thought, "I can hear you telling me to relax. Indeed, you are right." Duke Lemaire commented, "Well, I envy you. The Grain family has gone through so much, but Lady Lares has His Highness." The Duchess also said, "Please don't worry, we are on your side as well." Lares replied, "Thank you." She thought, "The former outcast of House Grain, and the gifted psychic engaged to Prince Edward. How dare you call me your ally so easily, when all of you view me as a strange being?" The Duchess continued, "Beauty, youth, and supernatural powers. I envy you." Lares spoke, "My lady is the one who is so beautiful. I can't help but admire you." The Duchess said, "Thank you. Let's be friends with one another." Lares thought, "They don't speak their minds, but I am like her. I have said things I did not mean." The Duke started speaking, "Prince and lady, the two of you have great gifts. I know that you will lead us, the other nobles, with your gifts. We believe that your abilities are exactly what we need for our next king. Your gift will be used to protect the weak and the helpless. To achieve this, we must first create a society where those with powers can live comfortably." Lares thought, "What they truly want is a world where the gifted are favored. That is definitely not the world His Highness wants to live in." The Duke asked, "Don't you agree, Duke Teasel?" He replied, Yes, I agree with both of you, Lares thought. He doesn't look too happy. The prince asked Duke Lemaire, do you think a society centered around people with special abilities, is that the way it should be? The Duke replied, yes, I do. The powerful are at the top. Similarly, in the world, the strong. The prince asked, and all of you believe this? The Duchess replied, we supported the same person, so we share the same aspiration. Duke Teasel also said, yes, that is right. Duke Lemaire emphasized, if your highness shares the same ideals, I would be delighted if you became the next king. We will do our utmost to support you. The prince replied, same ideals. I hope we do. After some time, the prince said, that is a tough one. Lares spoke. I hope we do. That was a very half-hearted answer. She thought, I understand his struggle. I have been through something similar. I know the uncertainty of having to make a choice, and I know the responsibility that comes with it. Lares told him, let's just do as much as we can. She thought, we have to think carefully and make decisions as to what we should do. Pursuing both His Highness's ideals as well as Duke Lemaire and his factions is impossible. There are currently 5 heirs to the throne. The right of succession to the throne is automatically granted at birth to the son of the king. The king has 6 children, but Prince Garrick has been permanently stripped of his right to the throne. There are 2 conditions for becoming the next king. 1. He must win half the support of the nobles living in the kingdom. 2. He must win the most support in a poll to be held by the king's order. The heir to the throne is required to fulfill both of these conditions. This method can be used to meet the requirements of up to 3 people. 2 will be eliminated, however. In the past, only a few heirs have fulfilled this requirement. The people and the nobility chose the same person to be the next king. If more than 1 heir to the throne fulfills the conditions, the current king makes the final decision. It sounds complicated, but it is not. In the end, the only way to become the next king is to have the support of many people, including the current king. Lares spoke, Duke Lemaire and his companions have returned home. May I offer you some tea? The prince replied, no, stay here. I am sorry. Up until now, it has been a hopeless venture to try to gain support from the nobles, but now, they are paying attention to us because of you. I suppose we should look at this as an opportunity. Lares spoke, I was thinking about the conditions to become a king earlier. If we can get the support of the 3 people we met today, we might be able to win over some of Garrick's former supporters. Doing so might allow you to meet the requirement of receiving half the support from the nobles. The prince replied, but what they want is unequal preferential treatment to those with special abilities. They are looking for a world that is decidedly different from ours. Lares thought, I want peace, a world where you are not limited by your abilities. He wants that too. The prince continued, even so, their attitude is too obvious, as expected of a supporter of brother Garrick. His bullish and arrogant ideology is strong. I guess I will just ignore him. Lares asked, is it okay to just ignore the aristocrats who approach with interest, just because our ideas conflict? One of the conditions that seemed hopeless has come into view, so are you sure we should give up? If you think about it, it is a bit of a puzzle, isn't it? The prince replied, oh my, can you psychics get inside my head? Lares told him, no, it's just, I know what you were thinking. She thought, royals always have to make decisions, my past is no exception. The prince asked, what would you do? Lares said, you want my opinion. The prince told her, of course, I am not the only one who should make this decision. Lares thought, will he trust in me? I had many decisions to make. Then she remembered when a knight said, please run away, your majesty, I beg of you to leave me behind. On another occasion, a noble spoke, your majesty, let's close the storehouse, we are running out of food. The queen replied, but I cannot abandon people. The noble continued, we must give priority to the nobility now. The queen thought, that is not right. After that, a noble spoke, it is clear that this man has taken the state's taxes. The queen told him, we don't know that yet. All the nobles spoke, your majesty. The queen only trusts his words, not ours. The queen thought, I sacrificed a lot of my feelings for my country. That greater good was not always easy to achieve, but there were some things I was able to achieve thanks to my position as queen. Lares spoke, I don't think we should miss this opportunity. The prince asked, so you respect their opinion? Lares replied, at least for now. We don't know when the voting will take place, and I am told that public opinion is more evolved than that of the nobles. The most important thing right now is to ensure that your highness has more supporters. You must become king. If you don't become king, you won't change the world. The prince spoke, I suppose you are right, maybe you are right. Lares thought, the choice we make at this time will lead to a big change. A few days later, the prince stated, I, too, want to work with you to build a better country. Duke Lemaire said, thank you, please let us know if there is anything we can do to help you. The Duchess also told him, we look forward to working with you in the future too, Lady Lares. The prince said, I am looking forward to the future. Lares thought, we are getting closer to our goal, I am sure we are. On the other hand, a maid asked, did you hear about Garrick's former supporters? The prince replied, there is a rumor going around the castle, rubbish, don't you think that is a really stupid choice? The maid said, yes. The prince continued, don't disappoint me too much, Edward, no, Lares as well. Next scene. The prince told her, we are going to a party. Lares asked, you don't look happy, she thought. He has been feeling down lately. Is this invitation from Duke Lemaire, by any chance? The prince said, as the next king and representative of the supernatural, I want everyone to meet you, that is what it says. Lares replied, that is quite a title, she thought. However, since Edward has brought them over to his side, he is now ranked second only to Prince Lucid and Prince Elishir. I suppose that can't be helped. She said, if you are tired, you don't have to attend. The prince replied, I can't do that, this is our chance. Lares thought, last time, it was just a verbal statement of intent. If he does not show it with his actions, he won't be trusted. Everyone is waiting for His Highness to say something. She replied, yes, Your Highness. After that, at the party, the prince spoke, those are Garrick's former supporters, so many of them. A duke came and told him, Prince and lady, we are waiting for you. The prince replied, thank you for the invitation. The duke continued, not at all, thank you for coming today. A nobleman said, everyone, His Highness Prince Edward is here. All of them gathered around and said, it is such an honor to hear you speak in person, Your Highness, you are very beautiful, Lady Lares. The nobleman spoke, when the duke told me about you, I was astonished. The noblewoman also spoke, I never thought I would meet Your Royal Highness. Another nobleman asked, may I invite Your Highness to my estate? This may be a very bold request, but I am in a very difficult situation and would appreciate your help. The prince asked, is there a problem? The nobleman replied, yes, some of the people, the incompetent, are abandoning their jobs and are not paying their taxes. Don't give preferential treatment only to those with special abilities, is what they say. It's really troubling. It is only natural that they should be treated differently because of their different abilities. The duke also said, they should be grateful to live in our territory. I hope they know their place. The prince thought, place, work content, tax payment, and medical environment, because people with different abilities are given preferential treatment in everything. Naturally there will be those who complain. The duke stated, Your Highness, for the sake of the future we are aiming for, I hope that Your Highness's words will open their eyes. Lares thought, the future we want, I cannot say no, even if I want to, neither can His Highness. The prince replied, I will consider it. All of them said, thank you, with Your Highness here, we are sure the incompetents will understand. Lares thought, they want to treat the incompetent harshly. Any incompetent person who deviates from their rules is treated like a villain. I knew it, but it is more than I expected. After some time, Lares said, I am tired. She thought, I could not get used to that atmosphere from start to finish. The prince spoke, please lend me your shoulder for a while. Lares replied, you have plans tomorrow as well. I think it would be best to go to bed early today. The prince asked, you are worried about me. Lares replied, don't worry about that. I don't want you to collapse. You look tired too. Prince Lucid came and spoke, you look like you are having a hard time. Did I interrupt you? Lares thought, I am surprised. Why is he here? Prince Lucid and the maid who was there before appeared. Edward asked, what do you want? Lucid replied, we are here to laugh at your foolish ways. Garrick's former supporters, I am disappointed in you, Lares, and you, Edward. Prince Edward asked, brother, what do you mean by that? Lucid told him, it means exactly what it means. It is necessary to make inroads to gain support from the aristocracy. It is no use lying and pretending to be something you are not. Is that what you are thinking? That is amazing. You are starting to look like a powerful person. I could never do something so foolish as that. Edward asked, so what are you going to do? When you are faced with an opportunity, will you just brush it off as unnecessary? Lucid replied, Of course I will take what I want, by any means necessary, don't get it wrong. All of this is for a purpose. Where will you and your supporters end up if you continue to hide your true feelings? It is not a good idea to lie and use people for your own gains. Lares thought, Prince Lucid is not just greedy, perhaps it is this honesty that attracts his supporters. I wonder if he came all the way here to tell us this. She said, thank you, Your Highness, we will make our own choices, so please don't worry. Lucid asked, you think I am worried? That is a funny thing to say, Ciriella. I knew I would like Lares. Ciriella replied, yes, if Prince Lucid says so. Edward told him, brother, please go home before the daughter of Endeavor becomes jealous of Lares. Lares thought, why is she staring at me? Lucid replied, I made her abandon that name. A stupid nobleman's name is not fitting for my brilliant maid. Edward asked, stupid, you are a former supporter of my brother, are you not? Lucid spoke, I wanted Celia's powers, so I called off her engagement. The Endeavor family gave me pleasant criticism and left. I always take what I want. I just choose the one I could use. Edward Said, use. Lucid explained, that is what you are doing, isn't it? You brought Lares in to use her. Lares, you did too, didn't you? You accepted Edward's invitation because your interests coincided. I am going to keep my choice, with no questions nor regrets. I am happy with the fact that Celia is here now. How about you? Are you sure about the choices you are making right now? No, it is none of my business. You and I are different people. When they were leaving, Celia looked at Lares. After that, Lares thought, we make our choices, Prince Lucid makes his choices too, but we are different from him, and there is also something else that concerns me. I have to go outside for a walk. Next scene, Celia came and spoke. I have been waiting for you, Lares replied. I hope I was not wrong about that look being an invitation. Celia said, yes, I was sure you would not be able to fall asleep today, Lares thought. Prince Lucid has a high opinion of her, I see. Celia continued, His Highness is not here. Lares asked, you have something to tell me? Celia explained, yes, I would like to correct what Prince Lucid said today. His Highness said he broke off the engagement to take advantage of me. That is true, but His Highness let me choose, come with him, or accept a political marriage to a man over 50. I chose His Highness. My father, the Duke, was a man who put position and power before his daughter's happiness. He would not hesitate to punish anyone who crossed him, even his own people. He had no tolerance for fools. My mother could not stand it and left. Do you know why His Highness thinks so highly of me? It is because I was educated as royalty, ironically, due to the education my father gave me. One day, the prince came and asked, is a ball more than reading a book? I replied, Prince, why are you here? The prince told me, I could not help but notice that you, the brilliant daughter of Endeavor, were nowhere to be found. I spoke, I am not what you would call a brilliant woman. I am just stuffing myself with knowledge at my father's bidding. The prince asked, then tell me what you have learned. His Highness and I exchanged a few words whenever we saw each other, but I could not bring myself to tell my father about it. Somehow, I did not want it to be used for political purposes. So I was of little value to him. I would have been a perfect pawn in a political marriage. Then His Highness gave me a choice that day. For the first time in my life, I was greedy. I wished to stay with His Highness, and I chose to do so. My family fell as a result, but I have no regrets. My father was dishonest. His Highness made it public, and he lost his nobility. Because I was leaving home, there was criticism about me being responsible for my parents' downfall, Lares thought. Did Lucid foresee that as well? It is certainly a possibility for His Highness. Celia continued, Lady, I admire Prince Lucid with all my heart. If His Highness approves of you, then you must be a wonderful person, Lares thought. You seem to be using each other, but what I see inside is something else entirely. Celia spoke, so please don't disappoint him, my lady. I guess that is all I want to say. I may have overdone it, but this is my own opinion. If a punishment is to be given, I ask that it be directed at me personally. Lares replied, it is fine. I was able to hear valuable information, Celia said. Thank you, I have to go now. Lares commented, but I want to ask you, are your feelings toward His Highness just gratitude, or? Celia replied, I am His Highness's maid, that is the choice I have made. After that, the prince asked, are you done? You have been keeping secrets from your friends, Celia replied, I am sorry, Your Highness. Lucid told her, I was only, let's go back to my house. Celia spoke, yes, and thought, my home is gone. but I have a place to go back to. The prince continued, I guess I was right to choose you after all. On the other hand, Lares thought, what were my choices? Do I have any regrets? I don't want to lose sight of my way of life. I wonder if Prince Lucas and the others have taught me that we must not make the mistake of hoping blindly for the future. Next day, Lares asked, may I have a word with you, Your Highness? The prince replied, please, sit down. Lares continued, yes, I apologize for calling you so early in the morning. The prince told her, it is all right. You seem to have made up your mind, Lares explained. Yes, but before I tell you, please tell me how you feel. What do you think about respecting the wishes of the Duke and others? The prince replied, my feelings, I don't know. I understand that they are necessary, but the more I get to know them, the more I realize there is a big difference between us and them. I just don't know what to believe anymore. Lares thought, His Highness is troubled. I said I would respect their wishes, but it is not too late, perhaps we could make another choice. Maybe I could not say that when I was going. She said, excuse me, allow me to withdraw my previous statements. Prince Lucas has given us the opportunity. The choice we need to make now is not to please the nobility. Is this the future we want, to create a new world without the conflicts, differences, and divide between the differently abled? The prince commented, that is right, even now, the world they see is not the world we want. Lares told him, Your Highness, if you became king, there would be more to achieve. If you don't become king, you won't be able to change the world. I think that is why I was so impatient, but if Your Highness were to become king, we would surely move further away from the world we desire. You may end up paying the price for your wrongdoing. The prince asked, is that what you think? Lares also asked, you think so too, don't you, Your Highness? What we need is someone who wants the same future as us, someone who truly understands us. The prince said, someone who truly understands, should I be like my brother for that? Lares told him, no, you don't have to be like Prince Lucas. Any method that does nothing is bound to fail. We shall work steadily to rally our allies. Until then, I will always support Your Highness. The prince stated, thank you for helping me release the pressure I am under. I will be counting on you. Lares replied, leave it to me. After some time, the Duke spoke, I am sorry, in that case, we do not support you any longer. The Duchess also told him, Your Highness, your ideals are admirable, but they seem impossible to me, and I am sure they would antagonize other royals and noblemen. Lares thought, disappointing, I would say, I wonder what is going on. The Duke continued, we have our positions and we have to protect them. If that is your intention, I can't stand on your side. I am very sorry, then I must believe you, both of you. I wish you good fortune. After that, the prince spoke, I don't know if this was the right thing to do. I just wonder why. I don't regret this choice. Lares spoke, neither do I. The prince continued, still, I am exhausted. I will take a break from official duties today. Lares commented, that would be best. Would you like to stay in your room and rest? The prince replied, nope, I would rather spend time with you anyway. Next scene, Lares emphasized, when you are tired, you need something sweet. By the way, the other day, the maid from Prince Lucas told me about her family situation. Did Your Highness know about that? The prince replied, he is not just arrogant, he is sensitive to other people's feelings and respects their choices. Sometimes he just pushes back. That is why his supporters never leave him once they have got his back. They were attracted to that about my brother. Lares asked, you respect him, don't you, Your Highness? The prince replied, of course I do. We may not share the same ideology, but he is a great brother. I have learned a lot from him. Lares spoke, I see, I think he has great qualities for a leader. The prince told her, but I can't forgive him for messing with you. Lares stated, I said I intend to always support Your Highness. It is all right. I won't go to Prince Lucas. The prince spoke, you are really great. That is what I want to hear. Lares thought, I feel like I am seeing his true self. Like this, maybe the trust between us is gradually building up. A maid came and said, I apologize for disturbing you. The prince asked, what is the matter? The maid replied, the two of you have a visitor, the Duke of Teasel. Next scene, Duke spoke, Your Highness, Lady Lares, I have something to say to both of you. Will you listen to me? I would like to help Your Highness create the ideal future you spoke of. Prince asked, can you tell me why you changed your mind? Duke explained, yes, I have a 7-year-old son, my heir, who will one day carry on my family line, but even when he reached the right age, his supernatural power did not blossom. He is a nobody, a nonentity with no unusual abilities. The Teasel family has produced many supernatural beings for generations. It is no exaggeration to say that this is why we are where we are today, but it all came to ruin in my generation, Lares thought. I know firsthand how people are treated simply because they are incompetent. I know for myself. Duke continued, if it was just me, I could live with it, but I question the world in which even my son has to go through such hardship. If your highness wishes for a world where there are no supernatural or non-supernatural people, I want to support it, so that my son does not have to suffer in the future. Lares thought, he may have suffered like I did before, unable to tell anyone. The world his highness idealizes will surely be a relief for people like him. Then she said, thank you for being brave. Prince told him, yes, thank you for your honesty. Duke replied, no, your words have given me hope, your highness. Actually, I am not the only one. Prince said, what do you mean? Duke replied, I am talking about your highness supporters. I will go and gather them. A few days later, all the nobles welcomed them. Prince asked, you have gathered here like this? Duke replied, yes, everyone here agrees with your highness and Lady Lares' ideals. Lares commented, at the time, I thought there would be 4 or 5 of you at most. Prince said, I honestly thought it would be okay if there was just one. Duke asked, you did not trust me that much. Prince told him, well, I am surprised. Duke explained, among the nobles of the world, there are those like me who are dissatisfied with the society that favors the supernatural. They are hiding, unable to speak out, like the heads of the nobility here. Lares thought, it is said that 80% of the nobles have supernatural powers and 20% are non-supernatural. Most of the incompetent nobles were abandoned by their parents and sent to orphanages, cut off from their families, or married to commoners. I thought that most of them had been cut off from their families. Prince spoke, even if they are nobles, they are still the children and parents of others. Duke said, that is right. I can't destroy my child's future just because he does not have an ability. Prince stated, Duke Teasel, and everyone here, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for voicing your support. I promise to live up to your expectations. I know it won't be an easy road, but I want you to believe in me and follow me. All the nobles appreciated his words. Prince continued, becoming king is just a process of turning an ideal into reality. What I do after I become king is what matters. There is no point in telling the nobles to stop discriminating against people with special abilities. A more concrete method is needed. A noble asked, is there a way to do that? Prince replied, for example, eliminate the power of supernatural abilities. As long as the power of superpowers exists, inequality will never disappear. Lares thought, if his supernatural power disappears, his highness, the prince, may also disappear. Duke told them, I had hoped my son would have special abilities. It is not just my son. If everyone had special abilities, there would be no discrimination. Both of them were shocked. Lares thought, we are the people with special abilities, human beings who are controlled by supernatural powers. So naturally, I wanted a world without supernatural powers, but if we all had superpowers, then there would be no discrimination towards anyone. Duke continued, either way, is it possible? Prince replied, we have to make it possible, don't we? Lares asked everyone, have you ever wondered how supernatural powers come to fruition? The nobles replied, no idea. Prince explained, it is an unexplained power that you can't just call a natural trait. If we could understand the source of supernatural power, I thought it might be possible to increase or eliminate it. There is research on paranormal abilities being conducted, but I hear very little progress has been made. Lares spoke, I don't think many people feel the need to know, but we have to know. When you become king, would you fund such a search? Prince replied, of course. Duke asked, your highness, is there anything we can do? Prince told them, we need more people with the same ambition. Can it be done? The nobles replied, yes, of course, leave it to us. Prince commented, sooner or later, you will be queen of the land. I believe that it is your rightful place. Lares thought, something is coming. Little by little, things are changing. Next scene, at the royal library, Lares thought, there is nothing new here. When the supernatural powers disappear, we won't be able to do things like this anymore. Prince Lucat came and asked, what is it doing in a place like this? What a coincidence, Lares thought. I hope he was not looking for me, she said. Thank you for the other day, for your advice. It helped us find our way. Prince replied, it was not advice, I was just saying what I thought. You are investigating the supernatural, I have looked through most of the books here. I could not find anything new. Lares asked. You have looked into it? Prince explained. It is what is happening to my body, so of course I would want to know what the supernatural powers are. Perfect. I will show you something good. Look who is here. What were you doing here at the door? You have been following me, haven't you? The person replied, I was cleaning the corridor. Lares thought, you don't have any cleaning equipment. Prince stated, on whose orders are you following me? Remember my face. We will have a long talk later, but for now, get out of my way. Lares asked, are you all right? Prince replied, that was just nonsense. The nobles were looking for information about my scandals. What do you think about my abilities? Lares replied, Your Highness' ability is to manipulate sound waves. It would be more accurate to say air vibrations. Prince told her, you are right. I have good hearing thanks to this ability. I can read people's emotions based on the sound of their heartbeat and breathing. My supernatural powers are something that I have desired deep in my heart. The one who desires gets it. That is how we evolve. I just think it is the same with this gift. I got it because I wanted it. I think my ride is here, so I will be going now. After that, Prince Elisher spoke. I am glad that you both are here. Lares thought. What? I don't think I have ever spoken to him before. I don't want to give the wrong impression. Elisher spoke. Actually, I have a job I want to entrust to both of you. You know there is a national parade this year. I would like you to take charge of it. As you know, this is the biggest event in our country. It is a one-week event, and all citizens are eligible to take part. So failure is not an option. Edward asked. Of course I understand, but why me? Father wanted you to take this role. Elisher replied, yes, Father has appointed me again this year. Being entrusted with the task means I am free to entrust the presidency to someone else. As the people are going to be around you in the center, they will want to judge your powers. Should they expect you to do well, or will they be disappointed? And I am interested too. Edward seems different now that he is engaged, and so, can I leave it to you? Edward replied, I understand. I will do my best to live up to your expectations. Lares thought, I have never seen His Highness look like this before. Like this video, hit the like button, and subscribe for more videos.